like we'll just start the podcast right here. So, hey, welcome to Almost Podcast. I think this is episode 61 of almost of AP. I abbreviated that as like the file names for a while, and I got really annoyed, so I just started calling it E whatever, like E61, E40, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it made it way easier to manage at that point. But I don't know. Yeah, this is going to be a short and sweet holiday episode because we're all at our temporary setups, except Michael, I guess.
Yeah, Mike's in the same one.
I'm both stuck at home right now with due to
me and Cole are both traveling.
Yeah. I'm in a closet. It's pretty comedic. I feel like I look comedic at least, where I'm just sitting in this
It looks
closet.
Colin's
I'm
in the
between
closet.
two suit coats. Trying to the best noise isolation I can possibly get. The Wi-Fi is cutting in and out, so I might just have some awkward,
Great.
like sayings in here every once in a while. But that's okay. That's okay.
And you guys are also snowed in via the whatever. What did they name the storm that's going on right now?
I honestly don't know. Did they?
Or they just call it
They're
the big
calling it-
one. I don't know.
It's just the polar vortex.
They're calling it like the storm of the generation.
It's the vortex, man.
And
Yeah.
personally, it's not that bad. It's really, really windy, and that's pretty cool. I was outside because I'm back in Michigan. That's where my family is. I don't mind sharing that. And it's like super windy, 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. Frostbite within minutes. You got to be covered up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. My house has really thin walls at home, so there's just like this hum. It's like it sounds like ocean waves just always
Because of the crazy wind.
That's kind of
because
crazy.
of the winds. Yeah.
The video you sent us earlier, I thought was really interesting because you could hear the wind and the trees.
Yeah, Sean, you would love it. Loving your catastrophic storms.
I think I would.
Yeah, I think
I'd
you
just
would.
be staring out the window the whole time.
Yeah, I mean it's cool because like the waves are crashing down and on the Lake Michigan, so it's very, very audible and it's pretty neat. So
That's really neat. Yeah, I've just been at home and it's a really strong westerly wind, right? About northwesterly, westerly wind and south facing window. So all you see is the wind just going and all of the snow, right? Just horizontal because it's just all this wind.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
like-
just going inside. Like there's actually not a lot of snow cover right now because
Right.
it's being blown around so much. It's pretty crazy. So yeah. And like where I'm at, we're supposed to get I'm on the lakeshore. It's like a foot and a half, 2 feet of snow supposedly.
really,
Fortunately, in Michigan, we've been spared the crazy temperature drops.
it's not too crazy.
I was looking at on out west and such, or in the in the Midwest section, like Great Plains region, and it's like -20, -15 with 50 mile an hour winds, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's
Like
crazy.
it's low.
Yeah. I feel
I went
I'm
the
so worried about
opposite
people out
direction.
there. Yeah.
Because
fucking California.
I mean, and now back in California for the holidays, it was 67 and sunny today.
Is it not affecting you? This
Stop flexing.
Arctic wind, is it not coming down to California?
Not at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nah, it's all between the Rockies and,
it wouldn't
Appalachia.
because California
I
being
see.
on the coast, it gets everything coming off the ocean, which is fairly warm at this time. of
Yeah,
year,
it like
so-
blocks you guys. Like anything that comes out to California, like the winds, the Pacific winds are just like, nope, see ya.
Yeah, the mountain range as well kind of blocks a ton. So
Yeah.
the Sierra Nevadas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a wild difference. I thought I was driving around today with the window down.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like
Which is
oh,
something
look
I
at
In
this.
the middle of
do.
December.
Clean. Yeah.
Even a week ago, we're in my city just because it's freezing.
Yeah. I mean,
But I don't know. It's just one of those Southern California things.
the crazy thing is, I live more south than Michigan now, and after this storm, in 3 days it's going to be 55 and sunny again. It's just crazy. Right now it's like -8,
Nice.
and it's just like, what the heck? It's a great
Yeah.
time, but it's cold.
It's a weird
cold in
weather
my
pattern
spot.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Michigan's
want
like
to
that
see
though.
like the video recap of the storm after the fact.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's on YouTube. I want to look at like just a compilation of all the crazy things that happened in the storm.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, like
yeah.
you got to be.
I'm
We
hoping
got to be
there is
having some
one.
tree fallings right now, probably because the winds are. It's
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
a regular, a big
Something.
thunderstorm in Michigan. The winds are the same right now.
Yeah,
Just
I think
going.
Nashville is. I heard Nashville went out of power for a while, and like
Okay, yeah.
some major cities down south are getting really hit. But I feel like because Michigan's so north, we're kind of like, this is just another Tuesday. Like
I know,
this
it's-
it feels like this happens once a year
For
These-
Michigan-
These massive snows.
Yeah, I was like, it's not even that bad. The only thing that's bad is the wind. Like snow coverage, like you said, Mike, not bad. It's it's just you clear out some snow, and then since it's blowing so much, that area gets covered again pretty fast just from other localized snow. But the snowfall itself and visibility even is not that bad in my opinion. I've been driving out a little bit during this big polar vortex, and it's not too bad. Not too bad. So
Yep, just another Tuesday.
another Tuesday.
I think it's just it just adds a bit of excitement. I think to an otherwise normal thing, and I don't think if you can't roll with the unpredictability and excitement, then lame.
Lame, yeah. I mean,
You
I had
gotta
to
be
cancel
fun.
some plans for.
Even though I'll say,
Oh, yeah.
it's probably not fun for a lot of people for good reasons.
Oh, for sure. They're like, shoot, my power.
I think you always got to try
Yeah,
and make a
that's the
bad
biggest thing,
situation
yeah.
good.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
thing is like I had
Within
I had
reason.
plans and I had to cancel them because of the storm. And I'm like, well, if I've canceled the plans, it better be bad. It better actually be really bad
Yeah.
to make it worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be driving down like a major highway right now. I feel like sometimes it'd be like I heard there's some big pileups on some of the major
Oh,
highways
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I just hole up inside probably.
Yeah, I wanted to go see
you
the
do
new
it.
Avatar movie today too, and I was like, my family was like, can we do it? And we decided, nah. After a quick Meyer run, for those who don't know, for those who aren't in Michigan, that is just a grocery store thing.
Yeah,
But we
Like
went
the best
on
grocery store.
we went
slightly
to the
better Walmart.
better version of Walmart. Yeah, went to the grocery store. We're like,
Much better
we probably shouldn't
version.
drive like 30, 40 minutes to a movie theater to see the new Avatar movie. So
Yeah, that's a long way to drive for me. It would be, 5-10 minutes
oh yeah,
in both places, right?
yeah.
That's better. 30 minutes, I wouldn't know if I risk that.
Yeah,
Man, it's kind of crazy. I know that now that you guys are back with the family, Michael's a bit different because he's still there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colton and
I've
I
never
are
left.
both away from
Yeah,
the
no,
family
that's
now.
true. Yeah,
And I know you had mentioned you wanted to talk about the things that you do when you go back home to visit like family and stuff like that. I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to talk about things in general, like just non-holidays, or if it's specific holiday things, or what were you wanting to talk about that?
I'm just curious because for me it's pretty like similar no matter when I come back, whether it's in the holidays or a random Tuesday in the summer. It's mostly us getting back, super chill because my parents don't do like a ton. We really chill out and we live on the lake, so in the summer we'll go out and walk on the lake or whatever. But everything we do is like pretty rudimentary, and I'm just curious on the vibe or what you guys do when you go home. Like, do you try to see extended family? Are you always doing something new? Because your parents are like, oh, we went to this one restaurant, let's do that. Are you really active? Like, what's that vibe like? Because for me, it's very similar. It's very routine kind of thing. I was curious.
I mean, for me, it's very much, at least how I feel, that it's very much, I get to do things that I wasn't able to do. I try and do things I'm not able to do elsewhere,
Oh, okay.
And then, like I know my parents are always doing stuff anyway, right?
Mhm.
So
Oh,
they're-
okay.
there's always usually something going on, or plans, or whatnot, or we have options to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So not very much a sit at home and chillax type.
Yeah. You're always kind of doing
Tend to
something.
be go out and doing stuff, and
Yeah.
that's like we came home, or I came home today, and already we're, people are coming and going. It's all
really?
sorts of stuff going
Wow,
on. We're preparing for stuff happening tomorrow. There's 2 or 3 get-togethers at other houses happening this weekend.
Yes.
With the holidays.
With the
It's
holidays.
You and your popular
yeah.
parents, Jesus.
constant activity, I think, is usually what I have. They're way more outgoing than I am.
Yeah.
So if I was home, I would just be inside,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because I'm here, I go out and do stuff.
that's the lucky you of not having the storm as well. Because I also had plans with aunts and
That's true.
uncles, and they all had to get canceled because of the storm. So we kind of got stuck inside a little bit this year. But that's cool. Interesting that you do have such an active lifestyle, almost like you had a lot of people in and out of the house. That just doesn't happen as much for us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like a lot. I would say not people that are not my family, but still people coming and going of the family. You
Yeah.
know, like, oh, my dad's going out to do something. My mom needs to go that way. My brother's doing something else crazy.
Crazy.
It's all different stuff.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like my family is so different from you guys because it's usually when we get together, it's like the entire family and all. We're all roughly in the Michigan area, and it's all together. It's like, okay, there's like 40 people in a house.
Really?
All the families, they're like, kids everywhere and shit.
40
I'm
people?
I'm the oldest. Not 40, but at least 30. Like that.
Wow,
Like
that's
Thanksgiving
a lot.
was pretty like 30, 35,
That's still a
which
lot
is
of
not
people.
which is not huge. Actually, that's not even that big. Like there's some
For my family, that's huge.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's huge for me too.
I think
'cause
all said
it's-
and done, my family's maybe 15 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only
think
doing
so.
immediate family stuff, whereas Mike, you guys are like all like extended
Yeah, all
family
my-
comes in commonly. It seems like at least.
Some it's more so like just my dad's got 3 sisters and then all of their kids. I'm the oldest, so I'm the one like I'm being the dad, monitoring all of them, right?
Yeah.
Except for when one of the other dads jumps in and also acts like a kid too. So
yeah. Man.
yeah, it's fun. Like we did play some basketball last time.
Okay.
Over Thanksgiving, but
family
kind of
sports.
similar plans usually with Christmas. Funnily enough, actually my family's pretty active. Like, besides me, like everyone else is like, oh, like I think I've told you guys, right? My cousin who is like 6'3", he's 14 now, 6'3", 285 pounds. He's a varsity football player.
Very big.
As a freshman
Yeah.
in high school. Right.
Yeah.
Just absolutely massive dude. And it's fun though because he's still like a dork. And,
Yeah.
And he's also a weeb too, so it's fun.
That is fun.
Anyway, he's like 10 years my younger, but I'm like, oh yeah, did you see the new episode of XYZ? He's like, oh yeah. So
Nice.
it's fun. But yeah, whenever my family gets together, we all get together. It's not like these pretty small things that happen. It's usually these big group events.
Man.
And then
I
we
find
go our
it kind of
separate ways.
interesting that Michael is the only one of us that's an only child, yet is also the only one of us that has like the most family interactions.
He has the
right?
biggest family
Like,
interaction.
he has the biggest family. They're all doing family things. It's like a very, to me, in my mind, a very typical or like stereotypical, Midwesterner.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah,
so
right.
so
Sure.
stereotypical. Yeah,
And I think the dichotomy is interesting.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was the oldest, right? So it's kind of, and then everyone, the aunts and uncles had their kids, and so yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny
Yeah.
how that works out. And then you have like stepchildren or whatever come in, and it just creates like this whole dynamic. And it's always fun. And honestly, I do kind of enjoy it, and just seeing everyone. But yeah, that's my family gatherings. And it's usually just chaotic and loud and crazy.
Yeah, I honestly wish. So, Mike, you're the older. You're like of your family and your family get-togethers of the kids, I suppose.
Of
You're
the
older
generation,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of my generation, yeah.
I always wanted to be the older one. I'm the younger one. I'm the opposite because I think
Really?
Well,
And this-
you're not the youngest. You got your younger brother. Right?
I'm the second youngest though.
Okay,
Garrett, my brother, is the youngest. Actually, the youngest one
Out of like how many?
out of, let's see. Honestly, okay, so only like I have a bunch of aunts and uncles, of like probably 8 cousins and such. We are the youngest of those 8. That's me and Garrett are the
interesting.
youngest too.
So like your
8's still a lot though.
yeah,
It
so
is,
all
yeah.
your cousins are like millennial generation.
Yeah,
like,
I have. Yeah, I
that's
have a
interesting.
cousin. I have a cousin who is like 40, actually, because my mom's side's brothers are they're very far apart in age. Like I think my mom's brother is a grandpa, and like the cousin, what would you call that? Like my cousin's kids are my age. Does that make sense?
Oh,
My
wow,
cousin's kids are
Cousin's kids,
only like
okay.
2 years younger than me, which is
That's pretty
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So because my mom
See,
had
my
kids.
family is
Oh, sorry, Sean. You can go ahead.
yeah. No, you're still describing. I was gonna describe my whole family thing.
Oh, gotcha. My cousin. So my mom had me when she was in her like 30s and stuff, but my cousin
Yep.
had kids when she was like really young, and also my grandpa's way older than my mom. So that's just like it's weird how it worked out to where like a 40-year-old's my cousin. So
Yeah. Dang. My family is way smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it would for my generation. If you say there's 4, including me,
Really?
right?
really, what?
Yeah, maybe 5, right?
It's so misleading because you have so many family friends. I lose track of who's
Yeah.
actually your family.
That's the thing, though. So
Yeah.
of the family friends, though, because it's like a whole separate thing, right? I have way more family friends than I do like immediate family, you know? Because there's my brother, right? And then I have 3 cousins. And
Oh,
that's it
okay.
for like my generation. Actually, that's just it for like my immediate family.
Wow.
And 2 of those cousins are, 5 years older than me, and one of them is like 2 or 3 years older than me. So some are like old enough where I never really interacted with them too much as a kid. And then I know it's just like my brother, right? That's
Right.
like the only people in my generation.
Yeah.
And then, but for family friends, it's like the opposite because there's of all the kids in the generation, it's probably, I don't know, close to 10 or so,
Yeah.
of which I'm the oldest of that.
I find
Right.
that situation so cool though because you're in a way you guys, it's like bonds are stronger than blood, right? Like the people that you are close, your family's close to, even though you don't have a big family, you've created your
And that's,
like
that's
your
definitely how I
familia.
see things.
Yeah.
Maybe inadvertently from that, I do see things like that. Family is, while I think important, is not the be all end all. It's really about the relationship you build. And if it's the relationship you build is with a family member, then, fine. That's how it is. But you can also build the same or equal relationship with other people, I think.
Yeah. Brother
Yeah.
from another mother.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where that
like
comes
that.
from, for sure.
Yep.
I guess so.
No, I think that's really cool.
So it's just a huge difference, I guess, from both of you guys.
I mean, like we're all very different in kind of our family dynamics. Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Um,
I also have to go to like multiple houses too because like, I usually go to my mom. I forgot to mention, I was talking about my dad's side. My mom's side also does the exact same thing. We all
Yeah,
like, get
yeah.
together. It's a little bit smaller, but still like, like 10 people. Like all
I was talking
all
about
kids,
mom
stuff like
and
that.
dad.
Right, exactly, right. And it's like this all like communal thing, whereas, obviously my parents are separated, so there. And then usually dad's fiance, girlfriend, current wife, like usually go to their parents too. So it's like usually Christmas and the holidays are like this logistical nightmare of trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to get to everyone's place, which can be like multiple hours apart within like 1 to 2 days. And it's like, all right, we got to negotiate
I
this,
can't
stay in a
imagine
hotel. Yeah.
It's already a logistical nightmare for my family.
Yeah.
We have 2 people, 2 things to do.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun.
But everyone's doing their own stuff so much that that's what makes it hard. Whereas just having even more people would make it so much more difficult. Man,
Yeah, we're all like my family.
it's impressive.
Yeah, my family just like since it's only immediate family, it's just so easy. It's like let's go see a movie this day. Honestly, there's so many days where we just chill. I keep coming home thinking I'll have so much time to do things. Like, oh man, I got this, this short I want to make or this thing I want to do or learn,
Or
and
go to
then
a restaurant or
go. It's all just gone to hell. Sometimes it's like it. We'll just like get talking or we'll start. we've just started, since my brother turned 21 recently, we just started drinking at like 5:30. And then things just start getting out of hand. Like
5:30, dude. You gotta lower those numbers. You gotta start like it's like 10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. That's just
maybe 9 a.m.
Boy.
That's a lot. We have relaxation to do, and then at 5:30 we start going at it. But
Okay, fine.
yeah,
I find that that's also just so different from my dynamic too, right? Like I don't sit down and just talk, I guess.
Oh, really?
With my family.
yeah.
Like that's
Really?
not something we
Introvert?
generally do.
You guys are doers instead of like
no, none of us.
chatters.
It's not just me.
Oh,
It's not
really?
like none of us. Yeah. It's not, and it's not like we never do it. It's just not a daily thing, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you guys got other things going on, I guess. Whereas,
I guess so. It's kind of weird to think about, but it's definitely more of a I don't know the right word to describe it.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
you guys are just like you.
It's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
It's just how that's how we operate.
Yeah, it's how you operate. And like my family is, and Carly's family, very similarly, is we do a lot of just chilling and talking. It's just like kind of the dynamic. I don't know. It's interesting that you develop these different kinds of things. It's because Carly and I both don't have a lot of ties to our hometowns and stuff. So we just, we don't have anything to do other than talk to our families, which we don't mind, but we just, we are very collected and grouped together, and we don't have a lot of extended family come into the picture. But it's interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
We kind of come together for a bit and then we break, and then everyone goes their own way, and then we come back. And so
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
I mean, like today when I got home, my mom was still working. She works from home, but she bounced around between a bunch of other stuff. My dad was rebuilding our bathroom, so he's got that going on.
Yeah.
Brother's out doing who knows what.
Yeah.
It's and then we come together okay, what are we doing tonight? And then we talk about it for 10 minutes, and then we all break out.
All right, so
do something.
So
So you never just sit down and have an hour-long discussion or conversation or something like that?
I can't remember the last time that happened.
Really? That's
Really?
so interesting to me. Wait, so
Yeah.
what I want to know, Sean, what are you doing? Are you
Maybe over dinner? That would be the
But
closest
just
thing would be.
if you're just chilling at home, you've never just chilled at home and we're gonna have a conversation together.
or
No.
you haven't chilled at home
Not that I
all
can
day
remember.
before and had a conversation, let alone that. Yeah. Huh. So wait.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
I want to know, Sean, what do you do? So if everyone's got their own plans, are you just kind of chilling out when you can because you've already traveled, busy? Are you seeing other people kind of thing, or?
Well, so I was busy today too then, because I had to, when I came back, I immediately, because one of the things I was going to do, what I've been talking about with my parents for a while, is going in with them on a file server.
Yeah. Right.
Because they need something to manage their files and I need something to back up too. So I said, all right, let's just go in on this together. And so I got landed and essentially immediately got to work building that thing.
Yeah, you guys got your
So
projects.
that's what I was doing today.
You guys are almost like taskmasters. You're just all right.
It's we got things to do. Let's
we got things to do.
Go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you've been busy, not necessarily with you have projects, even though you don't live at home, you still have projects to do.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and then this weekend, I mean, we're going to do more family events this weekend because it's the holidays, right? But then I'll also I'll reach out to friends and be like, all right, what days am I not doing anything with family, then I can go out and do that.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a group family event that has been organized, then that is free time essentially to do my own thing.
Yeah.
But we definitely don't have spontaneous sit down discussions. It just doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because
The
you live in
dynamics.
your own worlds.
The
Yeah,
dynamics
it's
change.
so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my leg is falling asleep. I am struggling. I'm just in this little space.
Cole's just kneeling in a freaking closet.
I always feel like I
Like-
get my video on, and you guys are like, "What's happening?" Because I'm just in this little corner.
Yep.
You always have you usually have a different look.
Every time.
I think after this, right? After we're done recording, I'm gonna go back to working the server for a bit until we go to dinner, and then we're gonna go out to dinner somewhere, and then come back, and then I have no idea what to do. Usually, I'll probably still configure the server. Parents might be getting ready for something else. The only other time when we kind of come back together is if we're gonna watch like a movie or show together.
Oh
But
yeah.
but then you're not even talking during that. So
I was gonna say you guys aren't talkers doing the shows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're not talkers.
What the heck?
That's how I prefer
if
things.
my family watches a show together, we're talking about it. We're like, oh, let's discuss this and this and this, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, I'd hate
Man,
that.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, I think I'm on Sean's side. I'm like, I want to watch the show.
No,
like,
if it's a
let me get
movie, no.
ingrained.
You shut the fuck up during a movie. But if it's a show where you can like pause, you're like, it's on Amazon, right? You can
But,
pause
like,
it. We like
what's-
talk
You
about
can do
stuff.
the same
like,
thing for a movie.
what's
What are you
going
talking
on.
about?
Or
Yeah,
like,
it's the exact same
we
thing.
were like watching. I was just watching since we're stuck indoors right now. I was watching Jack Ryan with my dad. The new Jack Ryan season came out like 2 days ago, and I'm like, all right, let's just watch this. And we got nothing else to do. Fuck it. So start watching that. I'm like, oh, like I think this is going to happen, right? And we're like calling out these events, and like 2 out of 3 times we were 100%. Actually, no, wait. This time it was like more like 5 out of 6 times we were 100% accurate on what's going
So
to
you
happen.
guys are like
Which is
pausing.
also
You're like,
which is also kind of depressing. She's like, this show is now predictable.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
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 so you guys are
No,
like,
we don't even pause it. We just keep watching it because like there's a lot of moments during TV shows where there's just downtime, right? It's not this super condensed like stuff. Like
huh? Are you guys like that
Part
with
of the-
Game of?
We'll do reactions to TV shows or movies, but we don't. Yeah, we'll talk about it after, right? We'll have like a discussion after the fact of things we thought was going to happen and whatnot. But during the whole thing, especially a movie, there's no talking.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think we're pretty silent too. I mean, the thing is, like, my parents and I don't watch the same shows too, so we just don't have a big TV culture together.
that's
So-
fine. Yeah.
Interestingly enough,
I don't know. We don't have a ton, but we do have like similar things that we watch or similar interests. So it's usually something to watch together.
yeah. You should, Mike. You should get your family to watch an anime together. Could you? Here's a question: Could
Nope.
you guys convince them to watch a single anime together as a family?
My dad absolutely not. He absolutely hates animation, anything animated.
even
It's
like
called toys, like Toy Story, hates it.
he doesn't like Disney movies either. Like
Nope.
like
That's
Disney
so
animation,
weird.
nope, and nothing animated.
What,
I
like-
don't know what it is.
I don't think you can trust people that are like
I
that.
know it's like
Yeah,
you're,
it's
you're
spot
too-
on, actually.
You're too based. I can't trust someone who's so based.
That's not base. That's cringe. That's cringe.
That's
not liking
cringe.
anything animated. Not liking freaking Toy Story at least.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
cringe.
know. That's weird. That's weird.
That's a critically acclaimed classic.
I mean, like it's like so good, and like how do you not respect? How do you not respect that? IMO.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But
Yeah, but like a lot of my, a lot of the Gen Z kids my age, they're like, oh, anime.
Yeah, they're all
cool,
into
fun
it,
watch
yeah.
Dude, I could just like sit down, literally anyone, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and be like, yes.
yes,
it's way easier to get my parents to watch an anime movie than it would be a TV show.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could, if I said, all right, we'll sit down and watch a couple episodes of this, they'd watch it.
Uh-huh.
Yep, you gotta watch that High School DxD with your parents.
God,
Sure.
that's the
No, but
first show that comes
I've-
to mind.
I've been trying to get them to
Boku no
watch
Pico.
Arcane.
That's that. Okay.
Um,
as a small aside, for me, I'm like, parents, you got to watch Arcane because it's like top quality. That's
Yeah.
the one I'm trying to get them to watch, but they are similar into which they don't watch a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some
I
people
think-
who just don't jive with animation at all. Like it just doesn't. Something about it just doesn't. Their brain just doesn't
Yeah.
work with it.
Which is weird. But
I find it weird too.
I,
but-
I think for my parents, it just takes them a while to catch on to it, you know? It takes them longer to get invested in the story than it would be a similar show that was live action. But again, different for a movie, right? If it's a movie, then it's much easier to digest, I think.
yeah.
True.
like Studio
Studio
movies,
Ghibli.
They,
Oh my
they
gosh,
love those.
I should make them watch Spirited Away because honestly, that's amazing.
Yeah.
If I just told them it was a
Princess
Disney
How's
Mononoke.
Moving Castle, Spirited
If I
Away.
just told them it was a Disney movie, like a Japanese Disney movie, that's all you need. That would sell them.
Well, I mean, I think as for that studio, Disney provides the voice actors for the English
Yeah,
translation.
they pair
or
up.
English dub.
They pair up in some way. I'm pretty sure in a quite a few movies, Disney somehow localized it or assisted in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wasn't
I mean, Howl's Moving
yeah.
Castle for sure.
That was Christian Bale, right? As Howl.
Yeah,
There was Christian
Yeah.
Bale, yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, it's just there's just great stories.
They're good. They're
in general.
beautiful animations, great stories. Yeah, they deserve to be localized with a good effort.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another like just an anime that they would watch, if I could find a show for them.
I'm trying to think like what's the most mainstream show? Because like I would say Attack on Titan, but actually it would kind of be not super.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out so
It
good.
would just be it's a little bit too much in the beginning at least. You got to get onto it. Like FMA is like the
It
closest.
would probably be some detective show.
Oh, you think so?
That would probably be the best way to convince somebody to get them to watch
I
it.
feel like if you told someone that FMA was like a tween show, like a kid's show, but like kind of tweeny with those expectations, and then they kept watching it, then they would be like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Just like The Last Airbender.
I feel like the humor. Yeah, I think sometimes the humor. Like even me watching the Avatar: The Last Airbender now, first season, I can't even almost watch the first
It's
season
tough.
because it's so kid humor.
Yeah.
But then like I hit probably. I'm trying to think of. It's like the one with Jet. That episode. Once it actually gets. Oh, there's actual stakes involved and stuff like that. And then you move up from there. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it from. This episode.
I think Earth onwards is just is
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, you got to go in the
Second season onward. Yeah.
you got to go in the right expectations at first because I think the good thing about The Last Airbender is everyone says it's like it's a kid show. So if you go in with that expectation for the first season, it's
Yeah.
like not super jarring. At least for me, that was not super jarring. And then it matures as it goes
Yeah.
on.
And the third season's a fucking masterpiece.
Then it's just it just gets good. It's like it keeps evolving. But as far as like a straight up
yeah, and I think that's something like parents wouldn't watch, right? Because it is more of like
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
kids
what would
based.
be what would be the most honestly Arcane's really
Arcane is
example.
is just a good show. Yeah.
It is, and like it
Yeah.
immediately starts out with like a little gritty, and I feel like you need that. But okay, what's
Oh,
the
you know what my
Hallmark
parents
movie?
did
What's
like,
the
though?
Hallmark movie of anime? That's the real question. Because I need to
Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
What my parents did like was Love, Death, Robots.
Oh yeah, I want to watch
Really?
more of that. I should actually show my parents.
I don't know if you watch those, but it's just a bunch of either animated or CGI shorts on Netflix.
I want to show my parents.
Super good. I think they're all really entertaining.
Yeah.
But they've seen, I think, all of those.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I want to watch more of that. That was a good series.
that's their gateway drug.
There's some really good ones. There's one where these army dudes are in Afghan, and then they go into this tunnel, but then this tunnel leads to like what's like essentially Cthulhu is like chained up down there like in
Cthulhu?
a prison,
like an
you know?
elder god. Yeah,
And yeah, that's the word I was searching for. Elder God. It's so cool. Such a cool like mini short.
I mean,
Highly recommend. Just watch them all. They're so
I
good.
still like the one where like there's the civilization in the fridge. That's a good one. That's just a, like
Oh, I love
it's
that
like
one.
super like simple, but it's also kind of thought provoking if you just like I don't know, try to digest and go further beyond
Yeah.
what's shown.
I'm also just a huge fan of short stories in general, right? Like I one of my favorite subreddits is r/writing prompts, and they're just short stories, right? But I love reading them. And I know some people don't like short stories because they want the
They
story
want the full fleshed out
more
thing.
of a more meat,
Yeah.
or more of a continuance. But I don't necessarily need that. I just like to experience that idea or that story, that
Right.
mini universe, if you will.
yeah. I feel the same way with movies. Like I feel like there needs to be more. I know it's from a studio side, it doesn't make sense, but there should be just more one-off movies. I find one-off movies to be extremely
Yeah,
because
a lot of sequels.
yeah, a lot
nowadays.
of sequels. Yeah, But like a good one-off movie, it
Mm-hmm.
ties itself all together. Maybe there's even questions at the end. I always think except Inception as like the example of
Yeah.
that, right? It's like
Yeah.
Inception, there's a question at the end, right? Big one. And you're
But
like,
it's
but it does-
purposeful.
it's purposeful and there's no answer, and
Yeah.
what does the community generates that answer around.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, it makes people talk. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's the great thing about.
There's another movie. If you like something like that, you should watch the movie called K-Pax.
Never heard of it. Interesting.
It's an older movie. I think it's a Kevin Bacon movie from like the 2000s.
Kevin Bacon.
But it's this guy who gets admitted to a mental hospital, and he's telling everybody that he is an alien named K-Pax. And then the story
Oh.
kind of is about this psychiatrist interacting with this
Is
guy.
that okay? Quick question: is the alien Keanu Reeves? Is that the alien?
No, I think that is Kevin Bacon.
Oh, it's actually
like the
Kevin
guy
Bacon.
is
Okay,
Kevin Bacon.
okay.
I think.
I didn't know.
I think the
I'm
day
not
the
saying-
Earth
definitely
stood
not
still
Keanu Reeves.
is the one with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's the one with Keanu
okay.
Reeves.
Sweet.
Yeah. But I mean,
Um,
you can make
but
really
yeah,
good
I
movies.
highly recommend K-Pax for that same reason. It's very good.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Makes you think.
Movies, I feel like for me, being so into TV/video game, long video game stories are just the hardest because I'm so much more in tune with a long running story. Like movies, to have a satisfying movie story is so much harder to like, I don't know, win me over, like make me super into it. Just subjectively, in my opinion.
Why is that? Do you think?
Just because I like the developed story. So like for me, it's like you have 3 hours almost maximum to get a really good developed story in, and I feel like, you know, a lot of movies you can't do the great character development. You can't always answer all those questions, and you can't build a super fleshed out cast/world in that short amount of time. And you know, some movies like Inception, you know, it's a balance. It's like you give enough to the viewer to inspire interest and intrigue, but you don't also just kind of, for convenience sake, break all your rules to get to the ending or rush like different sort of plots, just things in the plot to get to that ending. It's like you have to be very careful in how you structure your storyline to make sure you still leave enough for intrigue, but you don't just kind of rush it and use plot devices to get to the end kind of thing. That's like how I see movies, like as hard to get me into it.
I
Whereas
see.
like,
that is interesting.
yeah, like Inception I thought did it really well. I don't know, like some movies are good standalone movies. Like I know the Marvel universe is like a long running thing, but some of those movies are really good, and like the first Iron Man was good and like giving you a full complete story and telling you what's going on without having to like
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
To do tons of exposition in a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
It's just hard.
It's hard to do like really eloquently, and I don't know. I think it's like I don't know. Tarantino movies are also kind of their own breed, but they also do the same thing
Yeah.
where it's like they tell the story, but it's I don't know. Like it's hard for me to explain while I'm slightly tipsy because I'm 3 drinks in as I'm recording the podcast. But
Oh, you should have let us know that before, because I would have matched you drink for drink.
yeah, oh man,
I haven't had
Shoot,
anything to drink today.
Really? Anyways,
I had a Truly.
It's
Like a
like
basic
8:30
bitch.
where I'm at. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like I like developed stuff. I liked seeing the full fleshed out storyline, and for movies to kind of have that same feeling of feeling really satisfying to me is just harder. It's harder in a very subjective way for me.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah. Also, you're the one who loves
But again,
JRPGs, which are like,
Yeah.
oh, this meandering story for like 150 hours of.
I've
you know,
always,
content.
I'm super admittive that it's like personal preference. That's why I like shows over movies, like TV shows over movies,
Yeah.
for that reason.
I think for me, if it's a longer story, it's harder to digest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's more that I have to remember to be able to have the right
Understanding.
understanding or conclusion about something,
Yeah.
some sort of event or
Enjoyment.
person, right? I have to remember more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily always do that or can process it in the right way. But if it's a shorter thing, everything is there and I can draw my conclusions quickly.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what I tend to do more or less.
Yeah.
But then I do like long running stuff as well. I mean, there's plenty of things that I've watched or read or played that have just been hours and hours and hours of story,
Yeah. My issue with the long running stuff is less so remembering things. It's more like I feel like showrunners, especially when the show goes on extremely long, they have to over explain everything. And it's like, no, just leave a little bit of mystery, right? That's the beauty of movies.
Yeah,
You essentially, it's this very streamlined thing.
I do like to fill in blanks.
Yeah, you don't
That's
have
true.
to explain everything, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm like, you don't have to explain everything. Do it well, do it right, and then move on.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It's not,
Yeah, provide an entertaining story, and then
yeah.
people can fill things out.
I don't need to know about this second side character's home life. As we're talking about home life right now on the podcast.
Yeah.
But
well, you got our side character home life story.
exactly right.
Yeah.
But I don't need to know about that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. Let's just stick with the show here, right? Let's just stick with the plot and keep it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching the new National Treasure as it's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The new
The
National
TV
Treasure
show.
show.
There's
With
a
Zendaya?
TV show.
And it's a TV
Zendaya's
show. Yeah.
on the cover, the thumbnail of it, I think.
Is that her?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't think it was her.
Man, that's
but
embarrassing if I'm
I think
wrong.
it is something different.
So I thought it was though.
Quick figure it
But
out.
regardless, it's definitely I'm applying what we're talking about to stories to that, because there are some parts where you can tell the writing has drifted,
Mm-hmm.
but overall it is a coherent story, and I'm still enjoying it. It's 3 episodes in right now.
Gotcha.
And I think it's still 3 or 4 as of this recording, and I think it's still entertaining. They're definitely getting the National Treasure vibe now of there's a treasure, we gotta find it.
We gotta find the treasure.
That is not Zendaya.
You gotta find it before somebody else finds it, right?
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and it's like, related to something like crazy, like what was it?
Yeah, and this is like there's a generational thing, and it's like, I've seen National Treasure. I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah,
right?
and you like it, so the show repeats it.
But this is a longer running format than the previous movies,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a TV
Yeah.
show, 8-episode TV show, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking more time with some exposition. Like they are exploring the family characters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about their
Like,
family.
I don't know if I
dynamic
need
at
to
home.
know that, but they're doing a good enough job of keeping the pacing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
good,
you. I get you. Sick.
Yeah.
It's not going to break any records, I don't
Right.
think.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean, if you like National Treasure,
it's an entertaining
Yeah.
National Treasure.
yeah, like so if you like National Treasure, it's a good show to check out, kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, as
Yeah.
we're speaking,
I'm-
I just thought that I went, I'm like, Andor, 100% awesome. And it's literally about a side character of a side character or a side character of a side plot to a spin-off show of Star
Yep.
Wars and all that
Yep,
stuff.
that's true.
I'm like,
But it's still
Andor's
so good.
amazing. But at the same time, like, yeah.
But at the same
I
time,
guess I'm
but
just
they
being a hypocrite.
made it. They made a show about it, so then he is the main character, right?
Yeah.
If they had done in the movies what they did, like put an episode of the TV show in the movie, it would have been completely out of
Oh,
place.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like Andor would not work as a movie, in my opinion. It's too detailed. There's too much to
Yeah,
show.
no, not what they were trying to do with
Yeah.
that.
So it really
And I'm
depends
glad
on the
they
story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
very much so.
Yeah.
Writing, story.
Yeah. If it's a good story, you can just sell it in any way, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
To bring it back to holidays real quick, and keeping with our theme of
family.
movies, well, and tying it also in family too. Let's circle them all together.
Wow.
What is the
Okay, Dom.
Christmas movie that your family will watch every Christmas?
We don't
That's a
have
good
one.
one.
Or maybe not,
Really?
not every,
You
like
don't-
one you usually like to watch a lot.
We just don't have one, guys. I mean, I think we
You don't?
We try to watch whatever's kicking it up on. I think we're watching Home Alone this year, but I haven't watched Home Alone in years.
So you never had
That's a
like a
good one.
family, like when you're growing up, you never had a family show, Christmas movie you'd watch every year.
No, we haven't. Absolutely not.
I don't know if
wild.
Sean and I are the weird ones.
We're having
but I feel like,
no.
I feel like
no.
we're the normal ones.
No, I don't think we're the weird one. I think Golden's the weird one
we
here.
we're so engrossed in our own conversation.
Yep.
You know.
Your Christmas story is the stories that you make together.
Yeah, we make. Yeah,
Aw.
absolutely. But I'm curious to hear you guys' movies of the year, of the holiday.
What's yours, Michael?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Really?
Yeah.
Boo! Actually, no, that's not boo. It's
My
a good
stepmom
movie.
she'd always, every year we'd watch that when decorating the Christmas tree. And so it's like this, like almost religious thing.
Classic.
I don't do it anymore because obviously it's not around. But yeah, that was our thing. It was every year when I was growing up, we'd do that. So
It's changed for me over the years, right? So like as a kid, I believe. I mean, I watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer several times. My parents, my dad always likes to watch The Christmas Story.
Oh,
Why
that's a
does
good one.
everyone
I
like
boycott
that?
movie.
I
'cause
think it's a good one.
I hate that movie.
really, yeah, it's such a weird.
It's
It's
one of the
such a weird show.
It's a terrible.
one's that
movie.
about?
So it's
The-
so
the leg
morally
lamp,
ambiguous.
The leg
right?
lamp and you'll shoot your eye out,
Leg
kid.
lamp. You'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
She's
It's such a like a morally ambiguous film that I don't understand what it's trying to get across.
yeah.
You know?
It's just a
Okay.
weird story. I just find it really
Yeah.
weird.
Huh.
But the movie that we've watched the most, last year we watched Die Hard.
Really?
classic
You're a
Christmas
Die
story
Hard
right there.
family, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love. I should.
Oh yeah, I'm a Die
honestly,
Hard.
I
fan.
should. I don't even
Family of
remember.
one.
I don't even remember Die Hard. I should convince my family to watch it.
It's so good.
I should convince them to watch it. We should do it.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
But the one we watched the most is Elf.
Yeah,
That's
it's
yeah.
it's a good one.
Number
I
two.
like Elf.
Once
I
that
like
came
Elf.
out, we just watched that every Christmas.
I do think it's like the millennial / Gen Z Christmas film. Like they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole family knows every line to that
oh
movie.
man, oh man.
God.
I really want to watch. I think what I'm going to suggest is we watch to my family because I haven't seen it in such a long time. I think it's actually a good movie. The Santa Claus, I think it's called.
The Santa Claus. Whoa.
It's where this dude Ben something, the actor.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, I think. He scares Santa off the roof. Santa dies.
Oh yeah.
And that means that he
He's now
has
Santa
to become
Claus.
the new Santa.
I think it's just called Santa Claus.
He becomes the Santa
yeah,
Claus.
I like that movie. That's also morbid because he literally kills Santa Claus.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
and
wild.
everyone in Santa Claus land is just okay
Yeah, they're
with
like,
it.
oh,
They're like, all right, you're the new Santa
Awesome.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, great.
It's that's kind of the rule there. Basically, the next person to off Santa just becomes Santa.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't, and it's been so long. I can't remember if he kills him or if by seeing Santa, it transfers that way.
I
you
think
know?
it was
I
he fell
forget
off
how
the
that
roof.
Well,
works.
yeah,
That sounds-
he's
that
like-
sounds about right.
He's like, yo, get off my roof. And Santa gets surprised and he falls off
Yeah.
and literally dies after falling off the roof.
Yeah, but then but there's no body, right? The clothes just
Yeah.
like there's no. It's just the clothes are
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what's going on.
Something's
but
happening there.
I'm gonna see if we can watch that, or my family is gonna watch that because I think I think it's a good movie.
And
you know,
and I'll have some closing thoughts on that. I think the Netflix animated film Klaus. Have you guys both seen that?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good movie too. I like to watch that every
I've not
year.
seen it. No.
Klaus.
I've never seen that. What's
Klaus,
it about?
It's just
It's
another.
like scary.
It's another Santa origin story, animated. It's about a mail delivery guy who's like rich and privileged, gets sent off to this
I
island.
remember the
Yeah, and he has to learn how to be humble, and he meets the will be Santa Claus, and this mailman and this big burly guy learn to become Santa Claus. Like he becomes Santa Claus over time. It's a good movie.
They merge together and become Santa Claus.
Well, they don't merge together, but it's kind of sad. It's got some sad elements into it.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, good bittersweet moments into it. So
Cool.
I gotta say, guys, we might have to end this podcast soon. I have to make dinner.
is your leg falling asleep?
I have to make dinner, and it's 8:40. My family's falling asleep, and yeah, I got to make dinner.
8:40. Your family's falling asleep.
I know, guys. It's been a long week of drinking. We started at 5:30. You can't expect miracles here. So, guys,
My parents were out drinking till like midnight yesterday.
well, we've had some late nights ourselves, but point of the thing is, I gotta make some dinner. So,
that's fair.
I apologize.
Well, I think this has been a good. This has been a pretty good holiday little wrap up podcast.
Scuffed holiday special.
Scuffed holiday special.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to record
Yeah.
because we almost weren't.
We almost took
able to.
took a bye week and just was like, holiday break, guys. But I'm glad we were able to record too.
This episode may or may not come out late on Wednesday.
Oh, Sean, come on, man. Editors got to get on top
Well, I mean,
of it.
it could come out on Wednesday. It'd be late because I gotta get home and edit it.
Well,
you know?
see, here's the thing. Instead of working on the server,
tough.
just work on the podcast.
I don't have all the stuff though. The templates. I don't. have it's all the
that's
stuff.
Sounds like a you problem. You have to set up a remote SSH session into your home computer.
I could do that if I really wanted
if you really
to.
want to. I'm like, I know he's got
We'll
a
see.
SSH backdoor somewhere.
That sounds like a possibility, but that's fine.
Well,
No,
I
it's
mean, the viewers will learn when this airs. So
Yeah.
thank you all for listening to Almost Podcast. One day we'll get there, and we'll see you next week.
Happy
Bye,
holidays, y'all.
everyone.